All right, guys, well, it's a beautiful sunshiny day in early March, and it's time to start getting busy out here and work on this pond. Some of the things that this pond needs are, I'm going to be installing an aerator system on it. We need to get a lot of little bass out of the pond and a whole bunch of crappie out of here. I think I saw a koi swimming around in it the other day, kind of out of the corner of my eye, something orange and mottled colored looking in the cattails there. It made a big swirl and took off, so that's the only thing I can think it might be. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get those out of there. I really don't want carp swimming around in the pond. But probably the most important thing that I need to do to this pond is, I hope you can see it here, the cedar trees, and there's some deciduous trees that are growing into the dam, and that is unacceptable. We can't have any trees growing on the dam of this pond or any pond. They will eventually cause problems and could cause the dam to fail. You know, maybe slowly, nothing big disastrous probably, but eventually they'll cause holes in the dam. So that's going to be the project for today. I'll take you over there and show you what we're getting into. Well, here we are on the back side of the dam, and as you can see, we're overgrown with briars, some little saplings up there on that end of it, more little saplings down here. But once we get to the the steepest part of the dam, we get into these larger trees, and I'm not really concerned at all about these saplings, causing me any trouble. But what concerns me is these larger trees back here. Some of those, it's going to be kind of hard for me to get to for the briars, but some of those bigger trees are probably in the neighborhood of 10 inches in diameter. We see we've got quite a few larger saplings. I don't know what you'd call that. That one there, those there probably in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 inches in diameter at the base. Quite a few of those in here. The cedar trees are about the same there, and again, it's these couple down here that really concern me. So I'm gonna get my tractor back here as well as I can. Probably use a grapple, try to pull out some of that brush with the grapple if it will. But try to get the tractor back in here and see what I can do about these bigger trees here. Alright guys, here we go. This will be the first time I've ever used this grapple. Well, as beautiful a day as it is, I would love to continue working, but unfortunately I've got other responsibilities. So that's all the time I've got for today. We were able to knock out two of the biggest, scariest trees, actually the two that I was the most afraid of. I don't know how well you guys could see or not, but those little trees when I pulled out, one in particular had a heck of a taproot, and these big ones, you could tell when I was pushing them over, they were really holding on tight into the dam. So I need to get in here and rake around and make sure I've gotten all those taproots out. I think there's some more in the ground there. I mean, there's a piece of one right there, and those are the roots that, you know, the scariest roots. They grow back into the dam, and those are the ones that when the tree dies, the roots rot eventually, and it's just like a pipe. I mean, you can see that's, you know, that's a 3-inch diameter root. That's just a pipe going into your dam. So that's why we're doing this. That's another pretty fair-sized tree there, but not quite as big as those as the two of them, I think. Well, I'll be working on the pond dam again today. I only had a couple of hours to work yesterday, so got a few more hours to work today, and we'll get busy. Well, the battery is just about dead on my GoPro. This is the second battery. I had it turned off while I was working. I've only been working maybe, I don't know, a couple more hours. I have got about 8 hours total use out of this grapple yesterday and today. And I bent the thing. Bent the shit out of it. So I was pulling on this stump. I had pushed it up the dam, and it's a locust, and it snapped. so that wasn't no trouble. I got the top out of here, and I come back and I'm pulling. So I was pulling on the stump, and I bent the top frame. I don't know how well you can see it, but there you can see it. It's bent pretty bad, and this battery is dying right now. Look at that. All right, my battery's really dying, but thing's bent like a banana. Not real happy about this. All right, well, it's day 3 here at the dam clean off project, and I only put a couple hours in the first day. Yesterday I think I put 6 or 7 hours in total. So it's come a long way, but yeah, it's just kind of slow going. I want to go ahead and I want to talk about this grapple and what happened last night. You can see this grapple now. Hopefully this show up on video. This top bar is bent like that. This second bar down has got all kind of bend in it. It's bent out, and then it's kind of bent back in here. After I bent it last night, my batteries had both died on this camera, and I was able to turn the camera on. It had kind of, the battery had rejuvenated just enough to get a couple of seconds of footage, but it was bowed out worse. I pushed it up against a tree and bent it back in. So it's, once you bend a piece of metal, it'll never go back to, it'll never be strong enough again, or it'll never be as strong as it was. It'll never go back straight. So the other thing that I've noticed is the whole frame is torqued, and I don't know if that happened at the same time or what, but you can see the distance down there. It's about 6 inches from that tooth to the bar. Down here you're about 3 inches, and you notice it when you're using the grapple. So the top frame is, it's all torqued. On the bottom frame, the only thing that I can see, the only damage I've done, that center tooth is just a little bit bent this way. It's very minor. That center tooth has been taking a lot of abuse, so I'm pretty happy with how the center tooth is holding up, given how much abuse I've been giving it. I could hang the whole, I use that center tooth because it's in the center of the loader, and I don't want to torque my loader frame by wedging and prying with the corners here. I've been trying to do all the real work in the middle. I'm really disappointed in this grapple, guys. You know, when I was doing the research online, I was comparing this with the Everything Attachments Wicked line, this 60, comparing it with the Wicked 60. And again, this is a Homestead, and you know, it's rated for like 55 or 60 horse tractor. I'm using it on a 52 MX 5200, which is supposed to be like a 52 horse or a 50 horse, depending on what you believe. Either way, it's under the rating. So and it's a tool, you know. It's meant to be used. I didn't want the cheapest, flimsiest thing in the world, and I didn't think I paid for the cheapest, flimsiest thing in the world. That being said, I was very cognizant of the kind of work and the kind of abuse that I was giving it. Neil from Messick's did a real good video where he discussed pressure on the top bar on your grapple. He put a pressure regulator on it, and watched the pressure spikes that you can generate by putting too much pressure on your top bar. So, you know, I thought I was being careful with this thing, but it's a tool that I want to work, you know, and I bought the one that's rated for this tractor, so I'm very disappointed in the performance. I mean, I only had about 8 hours on the thing when I bent the top frame, so I have not tried to disconnect it from the tractor yet, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous to try to disconnect it from the tractor, because I'm a little bit nervous that maybe this bottom frame is torqued, and once I disconnect my quick attach, maybe I won't be able to get it hooked back up again. I don't know. Hopefully not. I mean, the bottom looks good, but you know, with as bad as that top is bent, I don't know. So I'm going to leave the grapple on here until I'm done with this project, and I've used it for about another hour after I bent it last night, and it's working, but you can definitely tell that it's torqued now. So anyhow, I'm very disappointed. I mean, it's really got me bummed out. That was a you know, it was a big purchase. Had to kind of sweet talk the wife into buying this and everything. And now that it's torqued, I mean, you know, she and I had a big discussion last night. It's really got me bummed out. So I don't know. Anyhow, the project is coming along, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on the tractor, see if I can't get that one last big tree knocked out, get all them other little trees up there on that end knocked out, and then maybe get the bush hog back here and clean up the rest. Or bush hog I might not be able to get on it too much because of the how steep the slope is. So I'll get my weed eater, you know, with a brush blade on here and get that all cleaned up. I'd like to get this done today, so I'm gonna get busy. I ran that rake through here just to find any surprises. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that sapling off there, pluck it out. So I'll get that out of the way before I do the bush hog over here. But I did hook onto 2 rocks. I think one there and one there maybe, or anyhow, I didn't see them in there at all until I hit them with that root rake. So again, I'd rather have any surprises with the rake and not, you know, hit them with a bush hog and break a blade or bend a blade or, you know, tear up the gearbox. You never know. It did really good at, you know, I raked it all down and then just ran along here and picked it all up. It did a whole lot better job than I thought it was going to do at picking up all the little stuff. I'll walk around there and show you what the other side looks like. The face of the dam though turned out really, really good. Well, I just got done with a bush hog and the pond dam looks completely different than it did 3 days ago. I was able to bush hog, well, I was able to bush hog everything that was left standing over there. This was a little too steep. I kind of didn't want to get on this any more than I had to with a bush hog. It would have been nice to kind of knock down some of that rough stuff, but I may do something with that. I did run up and down with a bush hog here, knock down all that stubble and briars and stuff, and I continued on around. I went ahead and hit all the briars on this side of the dam. The long stringy stuff just kind of laid down some of it, but it's good enough now where I'll easily be able to bush hog this. There's no trees in it. I did find one surprise rock there with a bush hog, so that was not good, but now that it doesn't have the little trees in it, I can easily bush hog it, or I could hit, you know, I could hit that with the riding mower, you know, going up and down it, no problem. So I could hit most of this with a riding mower and maintain it now. As far as the steep slope over there, you know, if I hit that with a weed eater once a year or once every other year, something like that would probably be sufficient. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Altogether, I think I was trying to keep track, and I think I got about 13 hours of total time in this project over the last 3 days. So, you know, that was a lot of work, but it turned out really nice. Again, I've got some work to do down there on the spillway, or whatever you want to call it, this out pipe. You can see it's a piece of plastic culvert pipe that just runs under and stops right there. I've never seen a pond spillway done this way. You can tell it's kind of eroded a little bit right there. It kind of washes under some of these rocks. So I gotta either replace this with one big long pipe or add another pipe on here and run it down. I gotta do something with that. That won't stand. And you can see how much it's eroded down there because of it. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this, guys. I got to go to town. It's Sunday afternoon, and it's early March. I don't know if I'll be able to find a bag of like Kentucky 31, but I want to get something on this, and that Kentucky 31 is really good about, you know, it's a vigorous growing stuff. I'm not real big on planting fescue. You know, fescue doesn't do any good for wildlife, but it will hold the soil, so that's what I need to do here. Maybe I could get away with planting some clover down in there for the critters or whatever, I don't know. But I need to get to town, get a bag of seed, get this seeded down real good, so that it hopefully won't wash next time we get some rain. Now, I might track it in a little bit with a tractor, probably not. Probably I just walk up here and fling some fescue out. So if you guys are interested in pond management, I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do to this pond. You can see there's some cedar trees that I kind of saved out over there. We'll be putting those in the pond for fish structure in a future video. Also, while we're up here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, there are bluegill beds right all through here. And it's, you know, they're bedding in the clay and silt. There's no gravel in here. Now, bluegill really like to bed in a gravel area. So to help the bluegill population in this pond, I'll make a video of it again in the near future, but I'm going to lay some weed mat in this area here. Since they're already bedding here, I know this is a, you know, it's a good spot for them. I'll lay some weed mat down, and then I'm going to get a load of pea gravel and put in there for them. So I want to improve it for bluegill. It's overpopulated with bass. We've been taking bass out for a couple of weeks now, you know, just worm fishing and catching bass, catching crappie, taking out all the crappie we catch, which are all in the neighborhood of 9 to 10 inches. Every bass we've caught so far is no larger than 11 inches. So I'm taking all the hammer handle bass out. We're going to take out more crappie. My nephew was over here fishing yesterday. He done a good little job for me. Got a stringer full. So we may end up making a video. I'm going to visit Jones Fish Hatchery in Cincinnati, Ohio, hopefully very soon. So I'll see about making a video of that. And we're going to be doing a big time aeration upgrade. You can see the windmill's not turning, so it's not making bubbles. We don't get a whole lot of wind here in southeastern Indiana. It did a sufficient job to keep the ice off this winter, and we did have a pretty good hard winter. So in the winter time, it's probably good enough, but in the summertime, especially if I put them wiper in here like I want to, I'm gonna have to update or upgrade the aeration. So I've ordered the supplies to do it. I'm waiting on Menards to get me my 1.5 inch pipe. I ordered a 600-foot roll to run from the barn, which you can't see, but it's on the other side of the trees over there, up to I'm gonna bury a like a divider box, and then it'll go out to 2 aerators that'll sit out here, and we'll keep this pond a whole lot healthier with a whole lot more aeration. So click that subscribe button. You'll get to see all them videos. I hope you liked this one, guys. If you did, click that thumbs up button. Again, I was pretty sketchy on a lot of that stuff. I know that tractor was kind of tippy a time or two. I kind of clenched up pretty good, but it worked out. If you feel the need to, you know, leave safety related comments in the excuse me, the safety related comments down below, by all means, I will forward them on to management. So until the next video, guys, keep on tinkering.